Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Well, Cappy here, and this here is a video request. And if you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com. It does not have to be a video request. As I always point out, if you have something of a more discreet nature, look, if you just need help, you want someone who's older, brotherly figure because your dad wasn't around, because your mom wouldn't let him be, your dad was a complete fucking pussy, and you need a guy like, a real fucking man like, hey, yo, slap, 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 this is what fucking works in the real world. I'm the guy. Go to assholeconsulting.com. That was violent. That was so mean. Yeah, welcome to the real world, you fucking spoiled little rotten brat pieces of shit from the Swipple suburbs. I'm not in a foul mood. I'm just in a very good mood. Anyway. Hi, Cap. My name is Matt. I recently graduated with a degree in communications. Stupid, I know. Read your book after. Now, if only people read that book before. You're so mean. Why are you so mean? Am I so mean? If you would have read the book before, I would have saved your life and your ass. You have a very mean way of posing a very good message. If you would just be so much nicer. Nobody listens to fucking nice. That's why the way I am that I am. So if you all want to have nice messages, again, Oprah's over there. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to make my message nice because nobody listens to nice. It's ironic that when I kick your fucking asses, people actually pay the fuck attention. I have 2 job offers on the table. One job pays $12 an hour, and it's a position called Operations Specialist at a bank, which is a temp job. The other pays $13.50, and it's called a call center. Not surprisingly, I have had a rough time finding a decent paying job here in Buffalo, New York. The most money I've been offered is $13.50 an hour, and this is with me applying to 10 to 20 jobs a day. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. No. Okay, let's stop right here. You may be an aspiring entrepreneur, but the fact you went to get, and you admitted your mistake, that you went to get your degree in communications, now you just can't switch, oh, I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. No, fuck you. You get to walk through the desert, asshole. You get it. So I know you're an aspiring entrepreneur, but by God, you better like learn a real skill like accounting or something, because that's going to come in real handy with entrepreneurialism. So you can't just do the I'm a major in communications, yay! Receiver pretender. No. Now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. Fuck you. Go get a fucking real skill like accounting. So already this is smelling like bullshit. Hey, you could salvage yourself here, but we'll go on. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. My main goal in life is to start a very successful business. Well, it ain't fucking everybody's. I don't care about a career or working at a job. Good. I just want my own business. All right, you got your head in the right place. I've started a successful business in high school, but foolishly gave it up because I listened to the world and thought having a full-time job and going to work in a suite and tie was better. What the hell? Why'd you give that up? Why nobody gave it up? Because everyone brainwashed you. Okay, well then you do. I take back everything I said. You do have an entrepreneurial spirit. Whatever that was, can you not start that back up again? I also quit my last job to start a business, but the business was not bringing in enough money to cover my expenses. Yeah, you might want to try to figure that out a little bit first. The point is, I have a decent track record with starting businesses, and the next business I am working on, I know will be the big one. Okay, I have 2 options. Take either jobs and live in my own apartment in Buffalo, or go back home to live with my parents in New York City. Ooh. The first option is tough because I'll only bring in about $1,500 a month. A 1-studio/1 bedroom apartment in Buffalo is about $650 a month with utilities included. Plus I have to pay $100 for student loans. Isn't that sad you guys now have to, that like, in the olden days, we didn't have, like, you always went through your personal budget. Go through your personal budget. Student loans was not an item on that, but now I guess for the next 30 years it is, because you all believed and left this baby boomer hype of, man, you gotta go to college. Living with my parents would mean no bills and saving money and fighting through the competitive minefield that is New York City for a job. I hate the idea of living at home with my parents. I love being independent. I don't know which option is the best. All right, look, okay. Normally, if you live, I'd recommend you go live with your parents, pay off your student loans, blah, 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 blah. But New York, fuck New York. New York is such a fucking shithole. And I see these, it's like an event horizon. It just sucks all you people in, and none of you people ever fucking escape New York. Oh, you'll make movies about it. You'll have Kurt Russell come in. None of you ever fucking escape. New York is a fucking shithole. And frankly, a lot of us in the rest of the country, I know you guys are all like, New York, New York, New York. The rest of them are like, yeah, fucking you guys stay in fucking New York. We're glad you're not coming out here. I normally my standard recommendation would be go back home with your folks, pay off your debts, blah, 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 find a job. But the fact they're in New York City, no, don't go there. There's better opportunity for, if you got the hook spot, if you got the hustle, if you got the muscle, you got the drive, the will, the desire, the temerity, you're going to do better off on your own. Yeah, you might have to work a little bit, because here's the other option. Like, okay, you got to work hard, you got to punch more, at least you're moving. Inactivity is death. But if you're out there, you're doing whatever, it may be tiring, this fucking sucks, but at least you're like moving and you're living, like you're breathing, blood is flowing. You go to New York, it's a graveyard. You're going to be living with your folks. You're going to have to deal with a bunch of other fucktarded idiots coming from all across the fruited plains. What do you want to go live in New York? You have to deal with all these other dipshit young 20-somethings that are going to come in there, depress wages, and don't even get started about the regulations that New York City has. No way. It's sad. Even with the subsidy of your parents supporting you and giving you free lodging in New York, you're not going to have any opportunities. This is why if you look at population, everyone is moving out of New York down to Florida. But yeah, do not go back to New York. You stand a better shot. You'll be working more. You'll be moving more. But it'll at least be a little bit more. You'll have more life. You'll feel more. You'll be more invigorated because you're doing it yourself. New York, you're just going to sit there and you're going to stagnate. And unfortunately, you'll be within the event horizon. You'll never fucking leave New York. But just, New York. If I was ever president, New York would become a nuclear testing ground. Oh my God, I'm sorry, it would be. Boop, hey. Where's the new financial center? Houston, Texas? There we go. All right, you guys are in charge now, Liz. But yeah, get the hell, don't ever go back to New York. No, no one ever said, I'm going to go to New York and make my millions. No one ever said, go east, young man, go east. Unless it was a very bad John Candy film in which he died during the filming of. My backup plan was to go to programming boot camp to become a programmer to increase my earnings while I work on my business. But that would require me to save $10,000. Based on everything, what do you think I should do? You can answer this question in the video. Thanks, Love Deal Books. I'm also Black Males. So be checking out your new book. Good. All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, man. Here's the deal. Your last idea is the best. Programming bootcamp. Go in there, get it done. How do you save up $10K? You live the most poverty type of life to save up the money. Don't starve yourself. Don't do anything unhealthy. But you roommate, you do whatever. I say stay in Buffalo. If you got some lines on some kind of work, go and avail yourself of it. And it's the paradox that every young man and woman faces. Do I stay here in this shitty economy, or do I risk moving to another place that may not have quite the shitty economy and get a job that would pay more? Thankfully, we have the internet. So here's what I'd recommend. It may take a little bit more time than you're willing to invest, but hear me out. Start applying to jobs down south where those evil, racist, white male Republicans live and rule the day. Texas, Florida, the new upcoming steel belt, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana. All I'm saying is there are other opportunities out there. And the technology is existing today that allows you to apply for jobs where you aren't there right now. So you could go apply for a job that pays a little bit more and the rent is a lot cheaper, and you can actually save up that $10,000 that then would allow you to go and attend programmer boot camp. Personally, if it was me, I'm not saying this is for you, but if it was me, I would borrow the money for $10,000 to go to programmer boot camp. Assuming this is a legitimate one. So you're going to have to do research on your own to make sure that this programmer boot camp that you are interested in is a legitimate one. Look at placement rates, online reputation, blah, 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 blah. But man, that programming boot camp, like the different... We didn't have that in my day. I didn't even know about it. It's just, because I'm an old fart type person. But that is like the shuttle rocket out of poverty. If you could become a great programmer and you can do that, I'm not saying you're going to make $100,000, but you're not going to have questions. Do I live back home with my parents because I'm making $650 a month with while I'm in Buffalo? That doesn't apply. You get programming bootcamp, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, here's a $50,000 per year job. Not to mention, when you get to programming bootcamp, all of a sudden, like, you raise yourself up. I always like to align things with mountains, if you'll permit me the analogy. When you hike, when you do mountain climbing, there's the peak. There's the peak. And all of a sudden you come up on a ridge and you're like, oh wow, there's a huge valley I go down to the peak. But that ridge hid the valley I had to go down up into the peak. And inevitably, though, you do get to the peak, and then you have like the survey of the land, and you're like, oh wow, this makes a lot more sense because you're up there. And I think programming boot camp is kind of like that. Like, you're down here in the valley, you have no clue, people are throwing mortars and shells, you're getting the shit kicked out of you. It's not until you get onto high ground do you actually understand what's going on. I think programming boot camp will provide that for you. We're like, oh wow, now I have options now. I'm at the peak. I can go work for a reliable firm, or, hey, I got this skill. I could become quite entrepreneurial in this other regard. I could program an app. I could program the next Angry Birds. I think that is your best shot out of there. Now, how you get there, like I said, move to a state that has better employment prospects. A lot of people are saying, what, $10,000? You can't just borrow it? Yeah, you know what? You elitist little Swipple suburbanite cucks. You just can't borrow $10,000. It doesn't work that way. Welcome to being poor. So understanding your situation, you got obviously somewhere you got to raise that money to get into boot camp. Or there's always the way to program it and teach yourself that. But with the boot camp, you get that little certification. I say it's definitely worth your $10,000. So find a place that you can work and save that $10,000. Use the internet. Try to find a job in a pro-capitalist, pro-production, pro-non-live-off-the-fucking state, worthless New York City kind of bastion of filth that it has actually become. And once you get that, then you get your programming boot camp, then you get your certification. At minimum, you can start applying for jobs that are going to be way better than what you're going to get in Buffalo or fucking New York City. And then please, always consider the option of entrepreneurship. You didn't reach it. Look, I'm going to be kind to... I'm not going to be kind. I'm going to be direct and honest about the people that contact Asshole Consultant. You guys ain't dumb shits. You guys are coming to Asshole Consultant and you're not like, oh, I'm just this average. No. You all ought to go and test your IQ, because I guarantee you my clientele has the highest IQ out of everybody. Don't short sell yourself. I think you have... down the road, you got to get a skill or something, but once you go through boot camp or once you get like some kind of skill, it's going to become apparent to you where you can make money on the side, and you should pursue that in every possible respect. Because, yeah, we all want that stable 9-to-5 job. Okay, yeah, well, but that isn't exactly prevalent nowadays in today's modern American economy. But with your little hustle and hush spy, you ought to consider entrepreneurship. You ought to consider that. But anyway, take care of get your primary bases covered first. Get your certification. Get yourself a job. And then when everything's kind of settled, you don't have to, and here's when you can start thinking of other things. When the question of, do I live with my parents in New York or do I stay here in Buffalo? That is no longer a question. You're kind of like, well, I got a job now. What else should I do? Entrepreneurship. You ain't no dumb shit. That's true. And I think you got the hustle that matters, and you're an IT on top of it as well. You're the type of guy that could actually program something and make a lot more than yourself. And what are you? You are only... There goes the cell phone. Hey, Aaron, what are you doing? I'm going to interrupt your podcast. I'm trying to find his name. It's just as well hit now. I'm trying to find his age. And that person will be never heard from again. I don't know what your age is. You sound like a younger man. All I'm saying is, do not let your age, like, oh my God, I'm this loser, I'm living at home, blah, 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 blah. Give it 3 years. Fall out on option number 3 here. Get your programming boot camp. And then your options are going to be a lot different than what they are today. So, yeah, please do follow up with that programming boot camp. Please consider entrepreneurialism. But yeah, just get the fuck out. Escape from New York. That's what I gotta say. Escape from New York. Best of luck. Toodles.